There we go. Okay, I'm coming back in here on a different YouTube link because the last daily tune in, I don't know, like the thing froze up. Actually, we lost power. So I was able to get off, but now it still says it's live and I can't turn it off. So hold on one second. I'm just trying to do one thing. I'm going to let a couple people come on here, see if anybody catches up with us. I know we had a few people on the other daily tune in, but link, but they may have skipped or bounced. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, we got 5 of you back. That's good. Wow, that was weird. And spam messages. Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, like I was getting ready to get into it, and the power went out, and the power went out earlier too, for just a few minutes, and then it same thing happened. So who knows what's happening? We know that there's been a lot of geomagnetic storms that affect all of that kind of stuff. We've had a couple solar flares in the last 24 hours. And I know that there's a lot of attention being put on the sunspot that's Earth facing now on the sun. So there's a lot of eyeballs on that to see what might come from that. So whether it's the energies that's taken the grid work down here or what, but we've been in and out of power all day today. So yeah, thanks for coming back, you guys. I wasn't sure. I was like, do I get back on? I don't know. But I figured at the very least I'd have it recorded. So I just have some notes on here about the message from today because it came in early this morning, and then I've been out and about, and we went and did our little walk and went to our bakery and got our bread and did all of our things, and we got back and I was like, man, I feel like I'm completely changed from just this morning when I was sitting here. It's just, I don't know if y'all are feeling this, but like I feel myself change by the day, and just becoming more assertive, more confident in the abilities that are coming online, which we're going to talk about today. I'm much more at peace with everything, really. But mostly it's just like this feeling like every day I go to bed, I'm like, man, I feel really good. I feel good. I feel like I like who I am, and I respect who I am finally. Like I have this respect for myself that I've never that I've never had. That sounds so silly to hear myself say that out loud. But there's just this whole new, I can feel this whole new energy of myself kind of assembling into who I am and who I'm becoming, from moment to moment. So I'm curious if y'all are feeling that at all. But just the level of growth in consciousness in one given day for me is mind blowing. And when I look back now, when I read, I had to literally go back and read what I wrote for the message for today because it felt so long ago. So before I get into the message, I just have a couple of things. The first one is where my tonight, today, my tonight. But in a couple of hours, we are having the Ascension Circle members gathering in the Ascension Bank, and this is a beautiful gathering of our members to come together to talk a little bit deeper and to actually share their experiences with these energies, with this ascension process, whatever you want to call it, with the evolution of who you are. Whatever works for you, we are all on this track and this pathway of fast growth and working with the energies that are coming in. I don't know if you can hear little Pepe. He's over here just like carrying on. I think the energies are like, I mean, like I hate to be like, oh, it's the energies, but he's just laying here just going, just bickering kind of to himself. What's the matter, buddy? It's okay. So the fact that we lost power, so I think there's just something funky in this moment. But funky meaning good, because as we know, and everything that happens from here on out is for our highest and best good. So when the when the lights went out, I was like, "Oh, the grids are going down. It's going dark," you know? So I actually got excited. At the same time, I know it's going to be fearful for people who may not know about this whole process, this ascension process, this everything that we're talking about here. So so I don't mean to demean any fear that's out there. It's just for me, I don't have it anymore. And that's what I think a lot of the piece is about. But our ascension circle is for all of us to come together to talk about our experiences in this moment, our experiences in this past week. We have them weekly for members, and they are the meat and potatoes of the Ascension Bank. So I did. Oh, I don't think I did. I have the link. I'll put the link in here now. So if you'd like to join us, you can. I had it in the other one. And now I'm all caps. I can't. Okay. And then one more thing. My For those of you who are in the Ascension Bank, my beautiful friend and colleague Mary comes in for most of our gatherings, and Mary is an amazing spiritual coach, human design coach. That's gonna get annoying, buddy. Hey, I might put him out on the thing. Hold on, you guys, because I can't concentrate with him here. Come on, I can't listen to that, babe. Go on. I'm gonna send him out there with you. Okay. That'll take care of it. So Mary comes on the Ascension Bank calls with me, and the two of us, what I can say about the two of us is we can hold space really, really well. And we both have, through education and through experience, have gone through majority of the ascension steps in our own lives. We've navigated them. We understand energy. We understand it from different perspectives. So when we facilitate anything together, we have both these mastery level experiences of professionalism as well as life experience coming to help move the group into lower, and not lower, but into a deeper analysis, a deeper unpacking of our clients, of our people, of our group. And Mary and I are putting together a group of five people, and these five people are going to go deep for the next 90 days. And in 3 months, we as a group, that's why we want to keep it really, really intimate, so we can, as a group, move together week by week and go deeper and deeper and deeper and build a solid relationship of support and of growth together. And we're going to go really deep. This isn't for the beginner level of someone who's just starting an awakening journey. You have to kind of understand it a little bit, because it's not always going to be easy. But we're going to take you to levels where you might have to face a little bit of the pain and the yuck, and do it with us, so that we can hold you in that space and allow you to purge that pain and that muck, and bring you higher and higher. So at the end of the 90 days, you are a completely different person. And I can say that, and I will say that. I know that I'm doing that every day. So I have no doubts that I can help someone deliver a brand new person in 90 days. And with Mary's help, you will grow as fast as you're willing to grow. We can take you, we can help you and take you and guide you and support you into a massive, massive growth spurt. But you have got to be prepared for what has to fall away. So your level of growth during these 90 days is completely up to you. I'm not going to make a whole page. I'm not going to do all the things. If you are interested, if this resonates with you, please reach out to me, and I will send you just a small little blurb. This isn't fancy. It's just, you'll know if it resonates with you or not. And there's only only 5 people, because we want a juicy, yummy, workable group. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. Okay, so let's get into the messaging. It's kind of cool, considering where we are in this big ascension elevator we've been talking about on the daily tune in for the last couple of days. And we've been just rising so quickly in consciousness. And as we rise in consciousness, it brings up everything, that like it brings up everything. It brings up new insights and new understandings. And all of a sudden you'll look at something and be like, oh my God, that's what that was about. That's why I had to have that experience. So you're making a lot of connections, you're closing down timelines. There's a lot of stuff going on at the same time. And then you might be tuning into what's going on in the world and unpacking it from your higher consciousness, not getting involved in the drama of it, but unpacking it from a higher awareness and higher consciousness. So you're starting to see things maybe in the world that you haven't seen before, or you're starting to understand them even more. And like there's all of this expansion, and then our hearts, as our consciousness is expanding, right, our hearts are like, oh my gosh, expansion, we're having heart palpitations and we're going through all this stuff, and then our physical bodies are having to acclimate to all of this, and our physical bodies are like, holy hell, I'm sick, I'm nauseous, I have diarrhea, I'm tired, I've got headaches. So everything feels, it feels chaotic. But here's what's happening. The message for today is that this is the fine tuning of your skills. This is like that when it came to me like that, because I was like, it feels like it should be chaotic. It feels a little chaotic, but it doesn't. It's not like the old frenetic chaos that kind of like makes your energy all frenetic. It feels like all of this stuff going on, like these explosions of ideas, explosion of truth, and an explosion of understanding and a connection, and then my body and all of this stuff. And I'm like, it feels chaotic, but it's kind of not. It's kind of like, it's kind of exciting to pay attention to, is the thinking that I was having this morning, the conversation that I was having this morning with my team. And I was saying, so I'm not like stressed out about it. It's just, it is exhausting. And at the end of the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just fall asleep. Bud said today earlier, is like, babe, he's like 8:30 going to bed. Like, there's no fun in that anymore. Like, we don't watch a show because I fall asleep. And like, I'm like, honey, it's just the energies. Like, once the energies settle down a little bit, and he's like, but as you say, they're not settling down. So like, he's sending me my own words. And um, I think this is the part of the process where we're really calibrating, but we are getting to that mastery level of our skill sets that we've learned through this rise in consciousness and through our awakening journey. And those skill sets are, watching your thoughts, tuning into how you feel, bringing that together. What am I creating? What do I want to create? So there's all, you've come into a higher awareness and a higher relationship with your intuition. So that's being nurtured. So now you're aware of all of these different facets of you that have all changed, that have all ascended. And as they integrate together, as we hold more light, right, as we hold more light coming in from the sun, from the galactic side, our consciousness can hold more light. So we are grounding all of that down. At the same time, we're having a completely different experience in human form than we ever have before, because the human form so far has been majority ego led. And now we're finding that we're coming into a more balanced state. And even in that state, we're still like, we're having to fine tune to this elevate or not elevation, this calibrate to this energy as we continue to still build in energy. And as we do that, I'm just trying to get this message through. And as we do that, we are creating all new subconscious behaviors and subconscious patterns and habits. Remember, I mean, this has been weeks ago now, 3, 4 weeks ago, we were talking about the patterns of perfection, right? The patterns of perfection were going to be rolled out. We were paying attention to those. So, weeks ago, those patterns, remember the old 3D version of you had your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind then took in all of the data from your life experience and housed it in, filed it as a file, and said every time you want to do something, don't forget you're not good enough. And so all of that got purged. So now the subconscious mind is filled with all of these new patterns of perfection. It is now filled because you've purged all of that, and now the source light, like source, is now giving you all new programs in your subconscious mind, that as you start to go through your day, you are more aware of what used to be on autopilot, because the subconscious mind is just, it does what it does because it's on autopilot. And over here, you're starting, it's kind of like having a new system. And until you understand how the system is working, then you can let it go on autopilot. But the beautiful thing is our subconscious mind now is rising in its own frequency. So it's only storing those habits and those patterns and those behaviors of thought and emotions that are integrated and a higher frequency of electromagnetic fields. So we're going to be manifesting a lot quicker because our subconscious mind is cleansed and cleared. So all of this is happening, and what's happening right now is we are so tuned in to this skill set. So we are fine tuning. So anytime you find yourself doing anything that is just the remotest degree from what you really want, that's when you fine tune that skill set. You sharpen that saw. Remember that book that every personal development person talked about. I think it was, I don't know, what's the guy? Oh my God, I'm going to butcher the story and the guy but the only way to cut down a tree is to spend more time sharpening your saw, right? Than to like sit there chopping at it with a dull saw. You got to continue to sharpen your tools. You are sharpening your skill sets right now, and for the next week, up until the equinox on Monday. I think it's on Monday. And then the week following, about, give or take, usually a week before the main event. The main event this time is the spring equinox, and then a week after. This is our couple of weeks of fine tuning your new skills of intuition, of higher communications, higher intelligence, of purging anything that comes up. You're like, I got this. Purge. And oh, here's a timeline. Okay, let me sit with it. Let me see what the timeline's showing me. What is it showing me? What is it teaching me? What have I missed on that timeline? Oh my gosh. Okay, now I see what the truth of that timeline is. I close that down, take back that energy, plug that back into my source energy. And now so there's so much happening right now, and your awareness, because you are an aware being, is on like high alert at this point, because it's like, I'm aware of this going on, and this and this and this and this. And it's not the busybody of like, this is what I have to remember, and I have to do this, and it's not the busy mentality. This is the whole new level of now present moment awareness, that you are just now coming into an intimate relationship with, and you are noticing and recognizing this skill set. This is the skill set to master. This is done, because everything you're mastering now is becoming a subconscious file, and will eventually be you on autopilot. And when you're on autopilot with nothing but high frequencies of thoughts and high frequencies of emotions, think how quickly and easily life will flow after this moment, now that you're aware. Okay. So that's what's happening. Let me make sure I have, yeah, because we've been so conditioned to tune into the other stuff, right? Tune into how do I need to be afraid? What do I need to be, anxious about today? Ooh, should I be worried? I can't tell you how many times over the last year and a half that I've told, as more and less responsibility came off of my plate, and I let go of more and more stuff and got to the things that were really important that I wanted to keep on my plate. I felt so light and I felt so free that over the course of the last year and a half, I've asked Bud many times, like, all of a sudden I'll just be like, oh my God, I'm feeling light. And I'll be like, honey, hang on. Is there anything I need to be worried about right now? I'm like, am I forgetting something? And we'll giggle and laugh. But the reality of it is my body and my whole being has been so programmed to worry about something, to have anxiety, to feel anxiety about something, to want to perfect something, to get something better. So it has completely diluted my awareness to all of the beauty that was right in front of me. The reality of what I was living in every given moment was even higher right where I was, but I couldn't see it because I was looking for something else to worry about. That is a complete change now. We are not there. We are not going there. We're not going back there. This is a whole new reprogram and a recondition. So it's just paying attention to what your skill sets are and knowing that they are being sharpened and fine tuned in this moment. So I think that's a beautiful, beautiful message. I was really excited to get that because it felt really true. And I was like, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And that's why we're so exhausted at the end of the day. It's not the exhaustion of worry, worry, worry. It's the exhaustion of that present moment awareness that takes energy. It takes energy. What am I tuning into right now? What am I feeling? How am I thinking about this? And do I want to keep doing that? And, like all the things. So just keep fine tuning, y'all. Keep fine tuning. Okay. If you ever feel less than, just notice how we are all were like, ooh, when it glitched. LOL, you are loved. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, Jessica, that's funny. That you said that because literally the other day I was telling Bud, I was like, I don't know. Like when I get on there, I feel like this is the first time I have a group of people, not the first time actually, that's not true, but people who I don't know like really closely that can see me. Like the people that have always been able to see me in my life have been like super weird like me and just um I've kept them close, so like when you go the next tier out to people who are like more acquaintances, like sometimes you're not always seen, you're seen as a little bit weird. So you all know that world. So thanks for seeing me, everybody. Thanks for saying that, Jessica. I like that. Almost too far to the other side, like I misplaced empathy somewhere. Yeah, that's okay. That's totally okay. Because the fact that you're aware that you're almost too far to the other side, Lisa, the empathy will come back. We're all going to go there. We're all going to like see things and like completely lose our compassion and empathy. But that's the skill set. Those are the things that we're being sharpened with. Like you'll bring that empathy, you'll pull that empathy back faster than you ever have before because you've mastered that skill set. What time is the meeting New York time? I don't know. So off the top of my head, I don't know, but it is 6 o'clock CET time. So you can go into time and date or whatever.com on the Patreon page. Oh, I don't think I've made it public. Just check out time and date. It's I could check it. I'll check it here when I'm complete. If I remember, somebody remind me. What time is it? Okay, the time, it sounds like the personal spiritual development on steroids. I think my skill is sleeping, right? Me too, Sandra. Definitely. Can we help someone ascend just by being near them? Yes, I asked because I'm visiting a friend and telling her my story, and today she is sickish. Yes, that's a really great um, question. I think like the most beautiful, this is why I'm like, why isn't everybody just tuning into consciousness? It feels so much easier to me than having to do it the old school 3D way where you had to like do something. So Mary and I, gosh, we've had so many conversations on being and doing. So if she's on, she'll giggle at this. But for me, what I really, really love to embrace is like the just our presence alone. And it doesn't even have to be physical presence, but just our awareness, our consciousness alone can be the thing that helps somebody awaken, that just plants a seed just by saying something kind, just by sharing our story. Just, we don't have to go out. And this was a huge shift for me and a huge relief for me when I realized, thanks to my friend Mary's help in coaching me, that, it's like, she's like, you don't have to be a teacher. You don't have to have a 7-step process to whatever. Cause I hated all of that stuff in the marketing world. And it just didn't work for me, but I was trying to do it because that's what you were supposed to do. But just by being in our conscious awareness and speaking with someone and sharing space with someone, that can be all they need. And that also can come from us just being in our heart with that person. I'm thousands of miles away from my kids, but twice a day at the very least, because I choose it. I'm disciplined twice a day, if not more, to just be in my heart with my boys and just having our energies circle and saying everything through my heart that I would want to say to them and to express to them. And I know that that's having just as big of an impact on them if I were then if I was sitting with them being like, "Boys, you know how much your mama loves you? You know how much your mama loves you?" Like freaking so much that it hurts. Do you know what that's like? Do you know what that's like to love something so much? And then I go on my rants and they're like, ugh. So I get to do that in consciousness and the feeling and the over like the overflow of love that I feel when I go on my silly rants with them that annoy them is then just simply being there. So yes, Jessica, just being with her and being with her in body is like the most powerful because your mind, body, and soul is there with her. I can't really say it's more powerful, but it feels a little bit like it feels important. So um yes, like you can absolutely help somebody ascend. And we don't have to go through the teaching of like this is the ascension process and this is 26,000 period we don't have to go through that whole story. We just listen to theirs and through that empathy find something where we can meet and understand and reflect back to them how beautiful they are. This is like the easiest it's the easiest way to live in consciousness, knowing that just that is going to move the energy to create it in the physical. But that's all been it's now created this idea that it's hard to create, and it's really not. It's just having that full open blast of faith and trust in the fact that our consciousness creates the physical reality that we see. So if she moved and she's feeling a little bit sick, chances are you've helped her ascend in frequency and she's purging. So, and she doesn't have to even know that. You can just know that for her and allow her to work through the illness or the sickness the way that she can. And maybe because she's at an elevated consciousness, maybe she can actually get through it without turning to old patterns. So this is where we also have to let other people have their own journey and have their free will of making their own choices. Great comment, Jessica. Thank you. Just because I feel she'll get it at least on a soul level and physically here where she can right now. Yes, Christine, exactly. Yes. You guys, this is why our calls are so great because all of us have a different perspective or different version of what I talk about here. We're all talking about the same thing from all of these different perspectives, and whoever we're speaking with and whoever's sharing, like to have the power of all those perspectives is pretty amazing. So I hope that y'all join us on the Ascension call tonight. Last night back to school and only 4 courses to attend. I'm not in my mind, I was like, "Ooh, like galactic school?" Or it's just like 3D, not in a bad way, but just like a physical school of some sort, Lisa, I wasn't sure. The best place to be is where we are together, yes. Oh, it's 1 PM New York time. Thank you, Tara. So today, everybody, the Ascension Bank call is at 1 PM New York time. I have to know that, but with everything changing and all of that, like I don't know who's where at this point. So I don't like to put times out there because there's a good chance, there's a good possibility I won't have it right, and then somebody will miss a call. And no joke, I have had menopause moments, and they are full heat in body. Oh, how called those personal solar flares? Lisa, thank you for saying that, because the last couple of nights it's been cold here, so it's been like chilly, wearing these kind of things. I go to bed with these kind of things, and I keep a comfortable heat. But the last couple of nights, I have woken up just not like sweaty. Like I've been through a phase where that was it. It was just like hot, like I could feel my hands were really hot, but they weren't sweaty. So it was a completely different heat coming from me that I thought was quite interesting and that I noticed. So it's funny that you're saying that because you said full heat in body, and not necessarily the sweats. and you might have had sweats, but this is full heat for me too. And the personal solar flares, I'm like, yes, that is the flash, right? We are like, we used to joke with, the menopause, like I'm having a hot flash. This is a solar flash. Like we are in the solar flash, the flash of consciousness, the flash. Everything is happening so quickly. So yeah, these are our personal solar flares leading to individual solar flashes that will have a collective critical mass, which we've hit. I got another confirmation of that today too, that like don't doubt that we've hit it. So it's just a matter of staying in our lane and keeping our skill sets attuned and fine tuned and just watching this whole thing unfold. So tired and drained. Yeah, me too. I'm so glad to have found you all. I feel so seen and heard. Thank you, Vidette, for bringing us together. Yes, thanks for being here, Jessica. I really appreciate you too. I've got the time stuff down. I've got you all. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, you're the organized one. I am like, oh my god, I gotta do math. I gotta add like hours. No, I can't do that. Okay. I think that is good to go. 30 minutes. Yeah, Bud suggested that I move he's like, you should like maybe tighten it up a little bit and just do it for 30 minutes. And I think that was a great idea. And I haven't even tried, but the last 2 days I've gotten it to about 30 minutes and I feel complete with what I came here to share with you. So thank you guys so much. Oh, and that was even with our little delay. Thank you for bearing with me on that. Hopefully, like the power going out means we're like moving closer, and not hopefully, we know we are. So whether it has anything to do with the stuff that we're talking about, or if it's just a little coincidence, which we know there are no coincidences, something happened and it was kind of fun. So thanks for holding out with me and coming back on here. I so appreciate you all. And for the Ascension Bank members, I'll see you in a little bit here on Zoom. See ya. Bye, everyone.